Peace. We're back. This is part two. For some reason, I had technical difficulties. I apologize. Apologies from me. I know how to apologize because a lot of people they just try to cover up like nothing never happened. I apologize. And I'm trying to multitask because tomorrow my born day. All right, let me see about what's going on with this. All right, with the YouTube. All right, we back. We back. Appreciate you, legendary boxer. You came right back. Yeah, we back like we never left. I'm also trying to cook. I'm trying to prep early for my dinner tomorrow. But you're gonna see me run away from it for a few seconds, like few seconds, not all out. Still City changed the name. I knew it had to be you. I figured that out. I guess you said, man, bump that. I ain't trying to be associated with Steel City boxing. That sounds too familiar. Yeah, but just a lot of stuff like going on, like right now, like with the Fight Night Forever is getting a lot of views. Is like really like a lot of people really supporting it, even the content creators. My thing is, why aren't the content creators supporting people like me? Like, yo, support Poe. He has ideas. He's trying to push for us to get a better game and stuff like that. I'm not your enemy. You know, a lot of them, it's like I'm like the brother that nobody want to be bothered with. He tell everybody the the unpopular truths, and y'all scared he might get everybody in trouble. Nah, y'all gotta support me too. Let people know I exist. The people that don't exist, or they just like fans of yours, and they like, well, that guy, he just disgruntled. He don't know what he want. I had I had a lot of decades to know exactly what I want. I know what I want in a boxing game. And my thing is I know what a lot of people want in a boxing game. I know what the casuals want in a boxing game. So I'm not against what y'all want, but y'all against what I want. And it shouldn't be like that. We should all want what we want as options, respectfully. We shouldn't be fighting amongst each other. That's why it was like crazy to me that the Fight Night Forever team they made like they looking to make me an enemy. Like, yo, I literally asked y'all to come on the show so I could talk. You feel like I was trying to expose you about something. Still, I mean, EA doesn't pay me, so why didn't y'all want to come on the show? That's weird. Even an EA dev wanted to come on the show, but he couldn't come on the show because they held him back. And salute, I know he would say he watches all my shows or he listened to all these podcasts, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Even giving me the attention. Any of y'all in the industry that gives my videos attention, I appreciate y'all. And this is not my channel. This is our channel. It's the Boxing Gaming Community channel. They could come on at any time. They could actually, like, if you even got a list or you got ideas you want to get out there, come on the show or post them and I'll read them off. I'm not your enemy. I'm not trying to make enemies. That was part of it, laughing out loud. Oh yeah. See, I know what I knew that's what it was. Give me a second. Let me see who else came in. Yeah, nobody else ain't popped back up in. Let me see what's going on with them in Twitter. I should have popped up in here. Yeah, I understand why. Like, it's like a lot of people like on what the Discord. They always find a way to like act like I'm the enemy or something. Like you want too much or you're asking too much, and I'm like, when did you become a developer? You know, I got more credentials than a lot of these people telling me that I'm asking for too much, and I know what companies are capable of. I'm being serious. I know what companies are capable. I know what technology exists. Their thing is they're just gamers. I know what technology exists. I know what developers exist. And Still City didn't use any of them. Even with EA, it's a lot of stuff that they knew was out there, but they didn't do it because their thing is like, why should we do all this extra stuff when they send it and let the publishers and investors see it? They're gonna say, "Nah, they're not gonna like that." No, that they you don't like that. Publishers, I'm being publishers. Stop speaking for us. This is not 20 and 30 years ago. We do not want an arcade or hybrid game. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel the same way I do. And it like annoys me when people feel like, hey, we'll give them what we want them to have and they will accept it. That's not how things work. That's exactly why EA Fight Night Champion originally failed. I knew it was going to fail. I said it was going to fail. I knew it. Just like I told EA when they took away the buttons. They literally took away the buttons and everything was going to be sticks. I said, nah, fans ain't going to like that. I said, fans like options. I said, if you take away the buttons, your game will lose a fan base. And you know what? Within less than a week, the numbers of games being sold dropped and they put the button back. I'm a community guy. I know what people want. That's why I'm like, yo, these companies that don't want me a part of their team or even nowhere around them, it's crazy. It's crazy. Even other developers said that. They said it's crazy that no company snatched you up and put you on their team. And I said, yes, you know the craziest part about it? I didn't never ask for anybody to pay me anything. I never said I wanted anything. I just want to be a part of the process. I want to give my ideas. And I think a lot of my ideas are revolutionary. It will make the game great and better. It would be a game that somebody in their 20s, even I say no, I'm saying their early teens, their early adulthood, middle age, jokers in their 60s and 70s, they would like the game. That's money. That's how you sell 2.5 billion copies of a game. But you're not marketing the game to actual boxing fans. And the thing that they fail to realize, if you're trying to market to a casual fan base, you're going to lose money every time. Because when there's other games to play, casual fans play the other games too. So you're not going to really get traction. Don't let a real popular game come out. Ark, that grabbed a lot of people from Undisputed. UFC, Undisputed stole some of UFC fan base until they realized what the game was and they went back to the UFC game. So the mentality that these guys, I would like to sit in the room with these guys. Investors, shareholders, publishers, invite me to one of y'all meetings. I'm pretty sure I can give y'all advice. Like, hey, what can you tell us? You're not rich. I'm not rich yet. And y'all stupid, y'all losing money because y'all want to be stubborn and stick to the old ways of things. A lot of the younger generation will be like, my thing is, I'm for everybody. But the older generation, a lot of these game people that own these companies and stuff, they stuck in the past. No, you got to modernize things. You got to give more options. Oh, look who popped up. Lamont Davis. I was talking about you earlier. I was like, yo, but I know you popped in every day. You just popped in and popped out. You said you have family. Let me see. Yeah, but my thing is, these companies be leaving money on the table. It's a lot of money out there. And when I put the figures out, I put the numbers out, and their thing is like, Dad, this guy, he's like really digging deep. I was putting out all the numbers that I was crunching all the numbers. And it was showing that boxing can sell globally. That little punk amount of money that Steel City made, 1 million copies in 1 week. Now, if they made the game right, if they made it the way ESBC looked and added on to that, and we really had a deep career mode, like originally it was designed, the original career mode supposed to have been like an RPG type game. We would have had that. They would have sold billions of copies. But no, their thing is, hey, we got to catch the casual fan base. No, you should be trying to catch everybody. Yeah, it would have sold way more. When I played the game, I said I liked it at first, but then I start seeing how they start regressing and everything, start taking away things, ripping things apart from the game. I said, nah, I don't like this game. I don't like what it's going to be. And no matter how many times people try to defend them, it's the way that it looks. When Will Kinsler came there, there were major changes happening. Before there was investors, before I even heard about the investors, I seen major changes happen. And you gotta blame him. And plus, his title. Let me read his title to people that like to defend him. Let me read his title off to you. Let me look it up first. Give me a chance. Give me a second. Let me look it up because people love defending him. They say it's Ash. Ash has his duty and he have other people on his team. It's like if you're a CEO of a company, like a major company, don't you know that the shareholders and people that you put in charge of certain things can vote you out? You didn't know that, did you? Even though it's your company. Will Ash trust Will? And that was the worst thing that I think I ever did. One of the worst things I did in my life was to introduce Ash and Will together, to bring them together. Because Will pushed me out. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Yeah, I hate this time of the year. People want to knock on your door. I don't know everybody in my building. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. We trying to Will Kinsler. To the people that love defending Will Kinsler. He's he's the director. A director of something, that means they have almost total control of something. Director. The director of the movie controls the movie. He's the director of product authenticity at Steel City Interactive. So his role is like major. It's major in the company. So if Ash trusts him, is it Ash's fault or is it Will's fault? Now at this point, we can say, hey, Ash shouldn't be trusting him that much, but Ash trusts him. He's like, hey, we sold over a million copies under my leadership, under me, me being able on this, being on this team. But they didn't sell a lot more copies after that. The fan base started dropping. So he's at fault. It's not Ash. Everybody on your team has a role to play. And Ash trusts his whole team because Ash don't know. How can you get mad at somebody that don't know something? Ash don't know anything about the gaming industry. I know more about the gaming industry than Ash. And I'm able to put it on the line that I know more than Will do. I know more than what Will does. A lot of people they over sensationalize things. Let me see. SCI was stupid. Lamont Davis said, yeah. He said, yeah, I've been working and spending time with the family. Hey, you family. You doing your family duties. You doing what you're supposed to do. Yeah, I just hate that I can't do as much as I want to do. Oh, we got a new person out. Hit that like button. If y'all didn't, please hit the like button. I appreciate y'all if y'all do. Even if y'all don't do, I still appreciate y'all just being here. But hit the like button, subscribe, and share it. F Ash and Undisputed. These Fight Night mods holding it down. Not at all. Not at all. I gotta be honest, because a lot of y'all over, I know y'all jazzing it up. You know, I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you at all. But a lot of people are jazzing it up more than what it is. Because y'all saying, so when people say certain things about Fight Night Champion, they act like Fight Night Champion sold a lot of copies. Fight Night Champion didn't sell a lot of copies. That wasn't a good game either. It's just that they put newer faces, newer skins on boxers. Y'all really think that what's called is a great game? Y'all Fight Night Champion, Fight Night Forever. What did they really change? All they changed was skins. Aren't y'all getting angry at Steel City for putting skins, putting new boxer faces and bodies on the same character, and you can notice that it's the same character? Legendary Boxing said, it don't matter, Poe. It's still a way better game than Undisputed. That's the point. It's a finished game. It's a finished game. If somebody paid me to play Fight Night Champion, I wouldn't play it. I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me to play Fight Night Champion or Undisputed. And I'm keeping it 100% real. I'm not going to be like, well, this is better. Yeah, but they both are arcade games. I don't want to play an arcade game. My thing is, why should all right, check this out. Listen to what I say. I mean, I'm not forcing y'all to listen to what I say, but listen, hear me out. Now, suppose EA say they're gonna make another boxing game. Just suppose. And then they're watching the forums, they're watching how people respond to this Fight Night Forever game. Then they make the exact copy. They make the exact copy of what that game is. A lot of people will buy it just because, and no innovation. So my thing is, do we want the game to get better? Or are we okay with just having a fully like, you know, being that Fight Night Champion is a complete game, but with my knowledge that I know about the Fight Night Champion game, it's not a complete game because they left out a lot of things because of the budget. Am I guessing? No, because I know. That's one thing I know for a fact, factual. They left out a lot of things. But yeah, Fight Night Champion is a more put together game. But far as styles and stuff, it's arcade. It's very arcadey. The punches land, yeah. like Brizzo said, the developer. He said we made the punches kind of extreme. We made certain things extreme. That's why we say it's a hybrid that leans into the arcade mode. But when we seen the ESBC version, I keep talking about the ESBC version. That version of the game looked it beautiful. And that's what I want. I don't want Steel City to make another game, Fight Night, Undisputed 2, and then we get Fight Night Champion, but it's Undisputed 2. I don't want that. And people shouldn't want that. You should want Steel City to make what they promised us originally without all this garbage that they're doing. You know, I'm not against it. Nah, see. Are you saying that from now? My thing, I got data to back that, and I actually have conversations that back that there are ways that sports games can be sim. It's like, what does a I'm not calling you a casual, but what do people see as sim? I know what I see as sim, what we seen as the ESBC version. That was sim to me as a hardcore sports fan. But when we keep giving excuses, when we say something can't be done, I was taught this from a young age. When you say something can't be done, why should a company try to do it? Developers said that to me. EA developers said, a matter of fact, if fans keep saying we can't do stuff, why should we do it? Developers said that. He said quiet as kept, but I'm not saying his name, so no harm, no foul. When people say that, they don't want it. What sports games can you name that was? See, you missed the point, man. You really missed the point. You saying what sports game was 100% sim? You can say that the F1 games, they're 100% sim. If we talking about sports games, race car driving is sim. I mean, it is a sport. The golf games, they are sim. The baseball games, they are sim. But we are making it's like we're making excuses. Then when I hear people come in the chat trying to defend certain things, it either make me think they're a developer for Steel City or they're what we call apologists for Steel City. How can we want a company to do better when we keep making excuses for them? What's up, AJ Pax? What's up, my brother? You gotta pop in. Oh, all right, there you go.
Fo, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. But you're gonna hear me say it again in April.
Yeah. But yo, man, what were you just talking about?
Oh, I'm glad you. When people keep saying that no sports game is 100% sim, and my thing is, you giving companies
Yeah,
excuses.
and
Go ahead.
that's it's that thing about no sports game is gonna be fully simp. Those are simp. Those are simp arguments.
Yeah, it is.
DJR, and who's the other guy here? I think is it Legendary Boxing. You're simping for this fucking. You're simping for fucking Fight Night Champion. Not even Fight Night Champion. You're simping for friggin' Fight Night Forever mods.
It made me think that they're part of the team and they're just coming in like trolling. I don't know,
Well,
but that's what it seemed like.
well, what I don't know is they're saying Fight Night mods are holding it down. Let me ask you something, DJR. No, Dr. J. That's what we're saying, DJR. Dr. J and his followers. Do you consider this a remake? I'm just curious.
And my thing is, do they don't realize that this game did not sell well at all. They trying to make it sound like this game sold well. Everybody's buying the game now because they're upset with Steel City, and that's their way to get back at them. Because when they saying, oh, but we got update fighters, Steel City doing the same thing that they're doing. Steel City literally modding the fighters because they're putting skins over top of other boxers because the boxer is reacting the same way. So you can't complain about what Steel City is doing when Fight Night Forever is doing the same thing.
So yo, look at Dr. J here. Go play Fight Night Forever mod. It's top tier. I don't even like champions. I don't even like champions like that, but it's way better than Undisputed. What do you hey, let me ask you something, Poe. Somebody like Dr. J here. You know when somebody just gets something brand new? I don't want to say a little child or whatever, right? But you give somebody they get a Christmas gift and they're in love with they're in love with that object. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And this
Is
right
this
here, this
is this the
it's
same?
these
Like, what
things.
do you call that? It's like you could almost call it the honeymoon phase to a certain extent, but this is the kind of I guess your testimony you'll get from people. Like this guy likes
Yeah.
fight. He said he liked Fight Night mod is so Fight Night Forever is so amazing, but he never liked Champion. Suddenly what
It's
do
the
you like
same
today?
game.
It's the same fucking game. It's the same fucking game. This is what I'm saying. You come here so uneducated about what the fuck you're playing, man. Like shit. This
They
is what
can't change
baffles
the
me. This
animation.
guy. Let me tell you, Dr. J, what you're in love with this game is the fucking the free skins. It's a you like skins, man. You want to play cosplay. That's what's going on.
Yep.
How you know what? When you
It's the
think about it,
same game.
a good chunk of the community want to play cosplay because that's why none of them want to use the create a boxer feature. The fucking if anything, Steel City give us a create a boxer, and these fuckers are not using it. They actually wanted
Yeah.
it removed. They want freaking skin costumes, man. I'm telling you, it's the weirdest thing.
Yep. Watch when Steel City drop another DLC. All them people gonna still run to the DLC.
Dr. J. So let me see something here. Okay, what is it about Fight Night Forever? Well, I'm assuming you're saying Fight Night Forever is better than Undisputed, and we're talking about the gameplay, right? That's why I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's what I think he's talking about. Because he can't be
So,
talking about everything else.
so there we go. Dr. J said it's a mod, it's not a remake. So good. He knows it's a mod, but see, this is the thing. This guy's basing a game on a mod. He never cared to play Fight Night Champion, but a mod comes out, and this is suddenly the best. This is the best boxing game now. Like, what's the logic behind that?
Yeah, I don't see the logic. I'm not like going at him, but I still don't see the logic because he said this mod is top tier. How is it top tier?
If you guys search through the internet, you'll see that the Fight Night Forever team is stole a lot of those friggin' skins. They stole it. They stole it from Fight Night Forever, or Fight no, not
Yeah,
Forever. Fight Night Revival.
yeah,
Fight
that's
Night
what Jay
Revival.
was saying.
Yeah, they stole
Jay
it from
was
there,
saying,
and they didn't give the friggin' creators any credit.
yeah,
That's easy. That's easy search, man. Maybe the AI might even tell you that too. Fuck.
yeah. My thing. Let me see.
Oh,
Yes,
there you go. There you go. Now, okay, he's talking about gameplay and presentation. Okay.
Presentation. It don't even say their names. It don't say the boxer that they supposed to be names. So how's that presentation? And what presentation when you can't add animations? They can't add animations. So what presentation are you talking about? I'm trying to figure it out. What mechanics can they add? They can't add nothing to it. What's up? I'm precisely undisputed is just poorly executed. Yup, executed
What?
slop. Fight Night Champion
So,
is just more polished. I'll take that any day, and I respect that. And I respect that. At least what you're saying makes more sense. You saying it's more polished. That's the part that I'm trying to get at. It's more polished than what undisputed is. I'm
well,
not defending undisputed by no way.
well, yo, watch this. So precisely said, and Fight Night Forever plays at 60 frames, makes it look smoother, right? So here's the thing. None of you guys were saying talking highly of Fight Night Champion because Fight Night Champion was running on 30 frames. So all it took was 60 frames, and this surpasses everything now. Like this is what I'm saying.
Fight Night Champion is not perfect. Exactly. See? Exactly. It's not perfect, but people act like it's perfect. If it was perfect, it wouldn't have did as bad as it did in the cells. I told EA that that Fight Night Champion was going to fail. I said
Yo,
it.
yo, Dr. J, let me ask you something about the gameplay between the two games. Does foot placement make a difference in a boxing game? Foot positioning. Does it make a difference in a boxing game? While we wait for Dr. J, yeah, it's like, does it make actually Poe, does it make a difference in a boxing game in terms of where there's a game that gives you that ability to do that?
It sure does make foot placement mean a lot. Not sliding and stuff like that. Not stuck in your feet stuck through the ring and stuff. Hooker cut. Paul, what up, fam? Always good to catch you live. Still fighting a good fight. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. This, like I say, this is our show. This is not Poe's show. This is not AJ show. It's our show. It's everybody's show. And if y'all want to come on the show and talk, y'all more than welcome. I'll put the link in the chat and y'all can come on and express yourself. We're not here attacking you, but we're not going to accept everything everybody say. We can have a good, wholesome debate or whatever. We're not here to attack anybody. How they feel about the game. We gotta. I respect yours, but we gonna still get on it. AJ gonna get on you a little more. Poe is a little like reserved, but yeah. But I'm gonna get on you about stuff that I don't like. And we could agree to disagree. But my thing is, this show is for the community. You know, we could talk about what we expect in games, what they should do to be better, what we don't like about games. You know, I'm not trying to tear down games, but I'm not going to accept what a game is, and it's not what a lot of people keep making it out to be. And what's calm? Was that Fight Night for Fight Night Forever? It's not what people are trying to make it out to be. And they keep and the thing that gets me upset is when people tell me, "Poe, you gotta play it." No, I don't. What me playing it gonna do for me? Nothing.
Hey, and you notice how nobody's come back yet and showed oh, the boxers are they're boxing like themselves now with Fight Night Forever mod. Nobody came back with evidence yet, man. Nobody. I'm
What?
waiting.
Look what he did. he basically said what I was just talking about. He said, AJ, I bet if you played the mod, you would say it's better than Undisputed.
The
No, he's
Dr.
gonna
J,
probably
man.
say it's a more
Dr.
complete
J,
game.
I can play. I'm playing Fight Night Round 4, but also 2. I have a PS3. Anytime I can play Fight Night Champion. Plus, I saw the footage. It's Fight Night Champion, but the emulator is giving you okay. You get 60. It's upscaling for you. That's about it. That doesn't change the gameplay. Don't make it seem like they did a remake.
Nope, no
Same. It's the
remake
same.
at all.
It's the same freaking game. But Dr. J, I asked you that question between the both of the games. Do you think in terms of we're going for a boxing sim that like foot placement makes a difference or foot positioning?
Lamont say, "What's up, AJ?" Lamont Davis. What? See, that's what made me think you changing up your name because he said, Poe, why you tripping? Because somebody yesterday was doing the same thing. Poe, why you tripping about the mod? Because what I'm supposed to promote it and like it when I don't like it? I didn't like Fight Night Champion. That's crazy. Poe, why are you tripping about a mod?
What yo?
Because
What's yo? What's
I go
hurting
on
them is
mod
that
sites and they have great
they,
mods.
they want to say that because it has an updated roster or it has
Yeah.
all these skins in it that somehow this has transformed it and like it's Fight Night. Like this is what I'm saying, Dr. J. When's the last time you really sat down and played Fight Night Champion? If you thought the game was so, you would have been playing Fight Night Champion all the way through.
Yup. And my thing is, are you going to buy the DLC if they put Mike Tyson or Mayweather in it? And you know what people gonna say? Oh, this is the best game ever. This is the best. We got Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather. Oh man, it's the best game. You know how long they gonna say that for? About a week or two.
That Mayweather thing going on, I think is fake.
Yeah, I think so too.
I saw
I
it on
know.
a Reddit post, and they showed like they showed it like in the back end how they were designing it. I don't I don't see how people are already trying to think that okay Mayweather is somehow going to pop up in the game.
But he might pop up because his family, his uncles in it, and they might do a Mayweather thing. And I think where Ash gonna try to frame it as, you know, the Mayweather package. And I know that's gonna cost some money. It's gonna probably be like $30.
They won't do
A
it.
lot of people will
If
be
any,
like, man, I ain't paying no $30, and they're gonna still buy it.
they won't do it because if anything they don't have that foresight to do it. That's one thing. When they dropped the pack with what's his name what's his name Fundora. Why
Yeah,
didn't they drop Fundora's sister in the pack too? And she's a legit
yeah,
boxer.
I ain't.
She's a champion. And how did they mess that up?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
That's still
like
city.
that's what I'm saying. So like to say that they're gonna have a family pack, I don't see them. I don't see them doing it. Which one of the brothers then? Roger?
Yeah, they're gonna have Roger. They're gonna have Jeff because Jeff Box. He's a trainer too. Then they had a father, Floyd Senior, and Floyd. And they might throw in Cormel Moten. Remember, Cormel Moten ain't in the game yet, and they've been scanned to him.
I don't know. I don't know if it could happen.
He,
Hey, e-boxing
honestly,
champion. You say that there's not enough subtlety to the mechanics to replicate what Mayweather does so unique. So think about this now. People are suddenly saying that Fight Night Champion, that Mayweather is Mayweather in that one as well. Or he's
yeah,
supposed to be Mayweather now.
yeah. That's Emmanuel Augustus that they got. They got Floyd Mayweather skin over Emmanuel Augustus, and they fought nothing alike. And people accepting that. Let me see. Esports says crazy how people think Fight Night Forever is so different than Fight Night Champion. It's the same game with more skins. Exactly. It's like they like hypnotized. And then esports said there's not enough subtle to the mechanics to replicate what makes Floyd Mayweather so unique. If I was him, I'd tell SCI to kick rocks. Only if they hire a better team. But from my intel, it don't look like they hiring the right people. Because with Floyd, they gotta actually they could use the what 2K use. It copies your exact movements. It's AI. It's called procedural AI. It copies your exact movements. It could watch a couple of his fights. They're gonna have to watch his first fights when he was Pretty Boy Floyd. Then they're gonna have to watch when he was Floyd Mayweather and get all that in there. But it can be done. But it's up to Steel City. That's why I say they got the wrong people on their team. I'm not trying to you mean make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking. I mean, I'm trying to get on board, but I need to be on board. um,
Yo, talk about
Legacy
wrong
about
people. Talk about wrong people. I heard Leafy was saying that he was trying to get Rockzilla, Staff, Ash, and all those people like all those people at Steel City Inc. come on the show kind of thing, right?
yeah,
But here's the
yeah,
thing: if I have to go through the lens of reality and say the truth is that they most likely will never come. And the reason
yeah.
why is the reason, what's the reason why?
Why you think they won't come on?
It's simple. It's simple, man. Because they're not proud.
Yeah, and they don't want people like us to like really put them under the radar, which I am.
Yeah, they're not proud of the game. That's the biggest thing. If they were proud of the game, they could speak. They don't have to have like it has to be a prearranged interview, whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
because they're trying to
yeah,
promote it. It's like you're coming on a talk show and you're speaking. You're taking a hot take. You know what I mean? But they're not proud of the game. That's why. All of them, they're not proud.
yeah,
If you want to
yeah,
talk about, and you know who's the least proudest of the game? It's Raxzilla. Will Kinsler.
yeah. I think he really don't care as long as he getting paid. I don't think he care what it is. Even though he messed it up, he don't care what. Hey, whatever. That Joker literally messed this game up. Let me see. Boxing champion say there's no way SEI would need to allow switching guards styles. They can do that. I think in the earlier games they were doing different things. Guard manipulation. That's a better word to use. Guard manipulation. You change your guards. But I don't think, and it's my thing. I don't think every boxer should be able to use every style because if we're being realistic, not every boxer use every style.
So go. So if you were to compare that to Claymore Truth Battle, what because he's gonna give you multiple guards. How would you like just based on what you said? What would you do to kind of I guess not the nullify it, but the balance it then. I don't want to say the word, but I mean
He
in that
should like
respect.
boxers should like certain boxers should have at least two or maybe three, depending on the boxer. It should depend on the boxer actually, because certain boxers didn't do a lot of different guards. Yeah, you as the person controlling the guy boxer, you feel like, hey, I should be able to do. No, if you want the true experience of that boxer, he should do the guards that he does. Nothing else. He shouldn't be effective with the other guards.
So here's the thing now. So let's just say give me a boxer. Give me a boxer's name that has like multiple guards, or somebody who has lots of guards. Somebody who had
Manuel
somebody
Gus.
who. So how many guards?
We
How
can
much
say
does he have? He has how many about? How many?
I say probably about four, because he's very unorthodox. So he had
Okay.
quite a few. Then you
So he
got
has
people like um No, I was about to say Sugar Ray Leonard, but he didn't. He had big kind of the up and down guard. If you want to be serious, but
No, okay. So
I can't.
if we compare Leonard to Augustus, so Augustus, you said he had about 4. How much Leonard had?
Larry J. Boxer said Terrence Crawford. I don't think Terrence Crawford had a lot of. I would say Terrence Crawford did about 3, maybe 4. But I don't
Give
remember.
me a boxer with only 2.
Tyson.
Okay, Mike Tyson. So he has 2, right? And we said Augustus,
Yeah.
and even though they're different weight classes, Augustus has 4. In a video game sense now, Cena, if we look at it, if we look at the guards as tools, would they in a video game, would the guy who has 4 tools versus 2 tools have an advantage in a video game?
No, I don't
No,
think that should be advantage. No, I don't think that'll be advantage.
because I'm seeing is
But
like he
but
has 2 more tools in the
gamers would.
he has 2 more tools in the bag than the other guy.
Yeah, yeah, but your defense to me is not always going to um help you win the fight. The offense is what really going to get you through it. You got to land them punches regardless of the fact. Because a person could be doing shell up and you can't hit them. But if you getting punches like breaking his guard and stuff like that, you're winning the fight. Let me see. When they add new
But what that,
animations to the mod in the
but
future,
what
don't be surprised.
no,
Oh man.
but here's the thing: would it translate into a video game?
Yeah, I think
Without
so.
would it like would naturally like organically would it translate organically in video game, or do you have to put controls around it so it doesn't so it doesn't go, you know?
I think it translates perfectly in game. It's just up to the way they set at least options. You just got to do like basics. They could give you options to do base like we'll give you 2 or 3, options like that, so it don't seem like you're overwhelming another player that's doing something. But my thing is, we have a lot of people that are arcade game fans, so you should be used to boxers switching up, doing something that you really can't do. Like you fighting a character that does like stuff you be like, I don't have that in my move set, but you learn to beat it. That's the thing. But you see what Dr. J wrote, when they add new animations to the mods in the future, don't be surprised. Be
Ah,
surprised about what? I'm
would
not
it
surprised now. They
impressive?
can't do, but they can't do no. I don't even believe I even entertained that question. They can't do animations. They literally said it themselves. They can't do animations. It's locked. EA got it locked. And if they break it, EA is going to sue them.
No, but he's talking about
EA,
use. He's talking about use. He's talking about THQ
uh,
Undisputed 3. And even that one, I never heard them move. All it was is all it was a skin, a reskin. I didn't hear them friggin' make changes to the animation or anything. Yeah, they
let me
can't
see.
add, they can't modify. They're not program like they're not programming these fucking games.
But listen to what he said, which don't make sense. Who made the UFC game? It wasn't EA. That was THQ game. EA locks their stuff. THQ didn't. You give EA too much. I mean, you discredit stuff that you don't know. Let me see. Different guard uses with consequences. Like exactly that's basically what I was getting at. Because you could do different things in NBA 2K, and it's not overwhelming, but it has consequences to it. Let me see. I'm precisely say I don't know anything about UFC Undisputed, but from what I've been told, they can't add new animations.
Legendary boxing. Tell me just give me 2 items of why a fight night champion or fight night forever is better than undisputed. I'm just really curious. What is it that it's doing better?
And let him know you're not attacking him because he agree with your point. Let him know you're not attacking him. Let me see. From what I've been told, they can't add. Yeah. No, I think they with the THQ games, they can they did add some. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing. But I
I don't
think
think
they
I don't
did.
think in the history of all these fucking games, no modern team has gone in there and the only way you'll be able to pull off adding like changes the animations and move, the creation suite has to have that ability in the game to allow you to do it. So, for example, one of the wrestling games from years ago had that thing where you could actually create a move. I don't know if you guys remember that, but you could create a move, and it'll give you access to the library of all the moves, and you'll be able to blend them. You'll be able to blend all the different all the animations and make your own move. That wasn't a wrestling. That was in one of the WWE or WWF games. Create a move. No one remembers that.
Oh no.
I'll find out what
Yeah.
game had it, but the thing is, if the game has that in the creation suite, then yeah, the modders could go later on and tweak around because they have it because it's in the creation mode, right? That's the only way you'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
There are wrestling games with create a move or create even a finisher.
The Hooker Cup said while Undisputed is broken, it's still heads and shoulders above Fight Night Champion. See, all of y'all got your own. See, y'all about to start a war up in here. Everybody got
Here,
their own position, but my thing is both they both they're not they don't represent the sport accurate to me. To me, and please don't ask me that question. Well, Poe, what game was realistic? What is realistic? My thing is, I'm trying to get a realistic boxing game. Y'all need to stop trying to go against me. I'm trying to get a realistic boxing game, and y'all feel like if they could make it, they would have did it. Nah, not at all. Not at all. That's not how
so yo,
things work.
so
They're
here,
going to do
Paul.
what people allow them.
So yo, here, Paul. So precisely, this is a good point. Undisputed has you fool. It's not realistic. It's not real. It's not realistic to hold block and move that fast. So what he's comparing it to, everyone now, everyone's playing Fight Night Forever. When you hold a block in Fight Night Forever or Champion, you move slower now. In terms of sim boxing, is that an important thing, or that's something we should really take in consideration? Is it accurate?
See, this that question pops up a lot, and my answer is, where are people getting this information from? Do they really watch boxing matches, or are they making up their own, things on the go?
Well,
Because you can
it,
block, you could block. It don't slow down your movement. It's many times that I don't block punches coming full speed from somebody, and I'm moving. Why should you slow down? Everybody, you know what it is? It seems like people don't want to do too much movement in a boxing game. I shouldn't have to do 1 or 2 steps to do this move or 3 and 4 steps to do that move. They just want everything to be close quarters, like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. It's nowhere around it. It's like that's the only kind of game they want. Because
but
everybody is not running in a boxing game. They're not running.
but this kind of connects that earlier point we were making. Well, I was making. I was saying about we're talking about okay, a boxing game where you have multiple blocks. So we said what's his name had four, and Tyson had two, but we came to the
Yeah.
conclusion that it didn't make a difference. Okay, that Augustine had he had basically two more. He had more tools in it. more tools in his
Yeah.
box than Tyson there. It shouldn't make a difference.
No.
So it shouldn't make a difference. So here's the thing now. But why are we doing it? Why are we trying to? So I would say, well, should there be a control, right? Or in this case, precisely, and the fight night champion people, you hold up the block, you don't move at the same speed, you go slower. Those are controls in the game. Those are like mechanics, not mechanics, but it's to create parity, to make it an even playing field.
That's why they say balance all the time, and I hate when they say balance because that made me feel like they're gonna take away from what a boxer really does in real life, or
Well, this is
or
what I'm saying.
or they're capable.
So this is what I'm saying. So this is what I'm trying to figure out. So if precisely saying that this is one of the big things why Undisputed is not as good as Champion, because in Undisputed, if you hold the block, you go the same speed backwards. Is that are we in the realms of realism? Therefore, in terms of what you're seeing in Champion, or it's just bullshit. It's just balancing to make the game fair for the sakes of
I
video
think
games.
that's like an argument that's like you never kind of had the right answer to some people because trying to compare what Fight Night Champion did and what Undisputed did, it's like I don't know because they both like kind of broken games. It's just one is more playable. Let me see. He Dr. J said there are people that are changing animation in wrestling games, but you keep comparing different games. Here go a good example. If you want to go that route, there are people you in Fallout 4 that make massive mods. They make basically a whole game. But does that make sense because they're two different games? No. They're able to get in there and have the source code. These sports games, they don't let you mess with their source codes. They have them locked. Look it up. It ain't Poe making up stuff. They have a lot of these things locked. It's just that what they were able to do was not locked. They to EA, the animations and mechanics was more important than the actual skins. People don't understand that.
Hey,
He said,
e-boxing champion, man. I was checking out your content the other day. It's good, man. I added myself to it, but also to after I looked at it, I went and I started playing fight. I went back and got myself a fight night round 4. So I started playing it again just to see what's going on.
let me see. Boxing champion said, moving while blocking shouldn't significantly slow down the feet. That exactly. It's more about bounce. See, now you understand. See, that's why I like this show.
So
Now
now,
we start seeing things,
so
but it
right.
also goes with the boxer. If he got good feet, he shouldn't be off balance that much. Somebody
So
like Muhammad Ali.
so let me ask this then. I'm precisely. Would you say you lean towards you want more of a sim boxing game, or you're more for like I want to say like a
Hybrid.
more arcade, a hybrid. Exactly, a hybrid. While we wait for him to answer that,
When un when
another
uns drop, how many players even knew you could move while punching? Yeah, that's a good question. Keep your arms in close and moving quickly is harder to keep your balance than moving your arms freely and moving quickly. Hmm. I had to read that a couple of times because I'm trying to think. No, I never had no problem with that because being that I was in the I was in amateurs, I was heavyweight, but in the pros, I was a cruiserweight. So me fighting these guys that's like I'm 5'11", and these guys are 6'4", 6'5". I was doing a lot of moving around, backwards, side to side, my hands up. Sometimes I was doing the Philly shell and stuff like that, but still, I was moving. And when I started throwing my guns, they were moving pretty fast. I was like, Dad, this Joker running with his hands up. You might
Hey,
stumble a little bit. You might be, stuff like that. But everybody's not off balance. Depends on your feet. It's your footwork. We always trained in footwork. So when you're in them type of situations, you don't be off balance.
hey, Poe, going back to that thing with the just holding your block and if you should be moving slower or at a regular pace, whatever. I just kind of thought about punches, punch speed, but punch your left hand versus your right hand, right? In the
Yeah,
history of right now, every boxing that's been released up to Undisputed all suffer from the same problem where they can't like, and the problem is that so if you're playing like a career mode, legacy mode, anything where you're building a character, right? When your character first starts off, your punches will go in slow motion. But the thing is, it's going in slow motion because in a video game, because if you say, okay, this guy's his punch speed is only a 2 right now, a 2 turns into slow motion in a video game. How how would you fix that? Because obviously in real life, people are not punching in slow motion.
yeah. That's when you see stuff like that, and and undisputed is because they have everything in sync doing the same thing. Because everything should not move the same way. Even if you got slow feet, that don't mean you should have slow hands.
But
There's
you know what I'm
some
saying?
people
It,
that
it,
definitely
it
don't have.
but is that
Go
like
ahead.
like something to do with physics or something that's missing in a video game? Because it's like gravity doesn't
Yes.
exist. It's like something's wrong with the gravity. Something, you know what I mean? Why would
Yeah,
it's like why would your punch go that slow? Or think about
that's the
this.
coding. That's
Think about
coding.
this. A newborn baby. Let's just say the baby's 1 years old. It's just throwing its arms about. Well, according to video game logic, if it's a baby, it should be a 0 or 0.5 in hand speed, but it's not waving around at that speed.
Yeah.
There's something like, but I don't know if you see it in games, but that's something I saw. Undisputed reproduced that, which they got off Fight Night Champion.
Yeah. What do you think about what Blaster said? He said players broke Fight Night Champion just like they broke Undisputed. I don't think the players broke. I think the developers broke the game because they was taking things out and stuff that actually probably broke. It's like you taking parts out of something and there's all these empty spaces and then things start collapsing. You just keep taking away things and it's nothing there in that space and it's causing, some type of malfunction in the game. Let me see. Blaster say Bud, Loma, and Tyson are good examples. Oh yeah, I know what he said about manipulations, about having different blocks and stuff like that. Yeah, those are good examples.
Yo, but
Um,
yo, going back to the punch speed. What would you say? Okay, if we think of it in video game terms, what would you set the punch speed at as the benchmark to say, okay, this should be, so it doesn't look like it's going slow motion, but it's still a punch being thrown by a novice.
um, should be
Because
like 50 in the 50s, at least 55.
at least 55.
We yeah, we
So
measuring by
so I thinking of so I feel like going back to this thing. If a punch speed's at 55, it's gonna go in slow motion. It's gonna go like a Matrix slow motion. That kind of vibes going on, kind of
no,
stuff, right?
not 55. If anything lower, like I say in the 40s or lower, that's when it start
So
getting like noticeably slow.
For me, 50s
But
would do it. For me, I feel like okay, once you hit about 70, then it starts. Then okay, now you're seeing more like
some type of
you're seeing
speed to it.
you're seeing some type of speed, but not to the point that it feels like it's going in slow motion. Kind of,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
okay, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, but
it's
that's
basically
that's
it's basically not a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. It's
yeah,
basically
yeah,
it's okay. It's a 65-mile-per-hour pitch. Then you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. And this, I'm glad we brought up this topic. Now there are people in real life, if you want to make a comparison, that throw their right hand that you would say is a 90. That they didn't people like they didn't know they got hit with something like that 99 or that 100. You got people that throw, but it's not going to be consistently. But they might just pop you with the jab a couple of times, they hit you, boom. You ain't see the right hand.
Fight Night Champion had that in it. I think in Fight Night Champion, you're able to program the speed of each arm. But Undisputed, I
Yeah,
don't think we don't have an Undisputed. I'm pretty sure an
no,
Undisputed from all the times
not,
I've played, you can't. Because I remember in Champion when I was building a boxer to go online, sometimes I was okay. I'm gonna load up one side. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be a one arm.
yeah,
I'm gonna be like a one arm fighter. But if I catch you, kind of thing, right? You can't. I don't.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure you can't do that on Undisputed.
yeah. But that was our ideas from that wish list too, because we said each arm should have its own power set, different thing. Even your hook should have its own power. Your jab should have its own power. Different punches should have their own power sets, and they agree with it. Oh, random thoughts say undisputed ain't it. Maybe the next one better. I'm glad you at least you saying that. Before you was coming at Poe like he was your enemy. I'm not your enemy, man. I'm not your enemy.
There it
I
is.
think I think the
That, that's
speed
the
of
answer
the
right there.
punch itself. Would you say?
That's the answer right there. With the one you're calling out right now.
Yeah,
Going
I
back to
think the speed of the punch itself and the speed of the hand returning to guard should be considered as well. Yeah, makes sense. That makes
so
sense.
that so e-boxing champion then the problem with undisputed and fight night champion then is that it's not recoiling fast. Then it's going the same speed it's shooting out. It's shooting back at the same speed, and that's what's probably
Yeah.
giving that slow mo effect.
Yeah, that rubber band look. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but no. But the way y'all saying it, if it's slow mo, it's not rubber banding. But yeah,
Uh,
but it's got to be um boxer specific because some boxers they throw their punch out there and bring it back just as fast. Like Sugar Ray Leonard, he
but
used to put his boom 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 boom.
but in the history of boxing games, have you recalled a boxing game where they had that as a stat, or they actually had it programmed that way that it should recoil without even having to take in consideration a stat like that, just to get rid of this whole. This is just based on the argument if what I'm saying is correct that there's this slow motion effect that's been affecting boxing games all these years when you're building your character up.
If I'm gonna use anything as an example, I might say Victorious Boxers at it. I'm not sure because I didn't play that game in a long time. But I think Victorious Boxer has something like that as far as your punch speed, how fast it go out and it comes back. Let me see. They used to say Ali Jad was so good he pulled his hands back before you felt the shot. Now Ali, he had some fast punch. Sometimes his punch, he didn't throw his jab all the way out. He threw his jab like he was like kind of flicking it sometimes. Even Larry Holmes, they did Larry Holmes dirty in the game. A lot of people said no, they didn't. Yes, they did. Oh, random thought said, speaking of punch speed, why don't none of the games ever give Roy Jones his proper punch speed? Good, that's a good question too. And to all y'all developers that's listening, give Roy Jones his proper. But then we got to be mad at Roy Jones. because they say Roy Jones did his motion capture, which he shouldn't have never did. I know people say no, but old Roy Jones is not young Roy Jones. You know, if he's gonna do the motion capture, the animation team shouldn't have been lazy. They know they had to add more animations. I shouldn't be knowing this, and they're not knowing that. They supposed to have added more animations to Roy Jones to make his punches faster so he could look like he did when he was younger.
Yo,
Hooker
talk about
Cup
that.
said, go ahead.
Oh, go. What were you saying?
No, I was reading Hooker Cup said Victoria's boxer was absolutely amazing. What you was about to say?
Talking about the animations, I remember you guys were talking about okay, which between Undisputed and Fight Night Champion, which one had more punch animations, or which one had more punch types? I think on the
That's a good
Undisputed side.
question, but I really didn't know. I didn't really know the answer to that because I don't have nothing to prepare. If I look it up, I could find out. But other than that, and from me watching videos and stuff, it's like they tied a little bit. It's like it's kind of a tie.
Well,
Because, you know,
the only thing Champion can say is because you could move your head and punch at different angles, therefore, but you
yeah,
count all those as extra punches, or that's really the same punch animation. It's just you're throwing it at a different angle, and that's the same thing Undisputed's doing. You can't move your head, but Undisputed you could do directional punching. So I don't know if both companies are probably inflating the how many punches are actually in the game.
yeah. Let me see. He said Larry Holmes jab. No, though. He said on Random Thought said, I always said Undisputed was dry. I just said that you was whack for trying to sabotage Fight Night forever because them dudes hurt your feelings. They hurt my feelings. They didn't hurt my feelings. I just felt disrespect, not hurt feelings. By you even saying that, you sound like you're part of their team.
Hooker
That's
Hooker cut
crazy.
Hooker cut said Undisputed has more punch types, especially since you can manipulate punch animation with feints. But if what Hooker Cut's saying is true, then again, this just shows you how the fact that a mod game comes on, everyone's saying that's the better game. That's the more that's the real boxing game now, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Esports boxing champ said Larry Holmes' jab was crazy. Yeah, in real life. Then he said Roy Jones was 175 years old when he did the more.
For the amount of times Roy Jones has been knocked down in his
If
career,
more players spoke up, they might make. Exactly.
for the amount of times
What'd you say?
Roy Jones was for the amount of times Roy Jones was knocked down in his career and even knocked out, he speaks perfectly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Exactly.
like he's the only one I've ever seen. I've never seen like all the other boxers. Like if I think about other ones, but he seems fine.
Yeah, but he wasn't getting beat on. It was like he just got caught. Boom. That's it.
And then
It wasn't like boom, 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 like Conti hitting him. Let me see. See this. I like this Blaster X. If more players spoke up, they might make those fixes. Exactly. I've been saying this for all these shows. Everybody got to speak up. They keep saying, "Well, let Steel City do it. They know what they need to do." No, you got to speak up. They're not going to fix anything if we don't speak up as a community. Too many people up there depending on them to do the right thing.
let's see
Dr.
what
J
Doc.
said, I will be playing Fight Night forever until Undisputed 2 comes out. I'm done with part one. I'm not trying to make you like it, but I see what you're saying. Random thoughts say Roy Jones had lightning hand speed, and all the games got him punching normal like the rest of exactly. At least give us an option. That's the thing. Let people have options to play the game as realistic as they want it to, instead of just dumbing everything down or so-called what they say balancing. Undisputed has more punch types, especially since you can. You read that already. Mods is still. Let me see. Dr. J said mods is still hard work. I don't think Paul understand. Yo, man, why you keep disrespecting me? I literally told you about mods. I'm in mod on with the fight night. I mean the Fallout games, the Nexus, all them
Yeah,
Nexus is full of mods. And you
but,
telling me I don't know what it is? I
but
literally can program. I can write up a script for a mod. Stop telling me what I don't know or understand because I don't like something. That makes no sense. You telling me what I don't understand. I know more than you about game development, much more than you. I'm serious. I'm
yeah,
serious.
but yo, Paul, but the writing's on the wall. That's what he wrote there. He's saying the mods is still hard work. He ain't saying how the mods is improved boxing. He's not saying how it's
Exactly.
improved the game. Nothing. He's a mod fanboy. That's
It
mod
sounds like
fanboy
you're
shit.
part of the team. It sounds like you're part of the team. Blaster said boxing game needs to be sim to have a realistic Roy. Yeah, true, true. E boxing champion said, yeah, Roy is that dude, one of the best ever. Only reason he started getting beat, in my opinion, was when he jumped up and down the way. Exactly. That's what I think too. Random thoughts say, I don't know them dudes. I'm just a fight fan and boxing game fan. Me too. I boxed. So, I'm not gonna sound like I'm gatekeeping, but I am gatekeeping. How you gonna tell somebody that boxed what boxing should be? That's like you coming into my business when I have my business and say, hey, that ain't how you make a cheesecake. I'd be like, all right, well, how do you make a cheesecake? And they don't know. But I do know. I don't think them dudes. Okay. Fight night forever is mid. It's just facts. Exactly. And people get mad because you have your opinion of what you think the game is. It's okay for us not to like something or have a disagreement, but when you keep pushing it, yo, you see what you keep
Oh
doing,
yeah,
man? You
oh,
sound like a fanboy.
he's a
You
fanboy,
really
man. I'm
sound like
telling you, man.
yo, man. It's crazy, man. He said, then why do you keep disrespecting Fight Night forever?
I don't think it was disrespect. I think it's just Dr. J. You're overhyping shit, man. That's the problem.
Yeah,
You're hyping shit,
and I
man. This is
don't,
a fucking mod. The mod doesn't do it.
and I
If
don't.
Dr. J, if that mod, if they made actual, um, like if they made actual changes to the games and reprogrammed it and did stuff like that, I wouldn't be talking. I wouldn't be saying what I'm saying right now because that's beyond a mod. That's like a fan. That's like what do you call it? A fan made. I don't want to say totally fan made, but it's like a fan made remake. They actually went and they did modifications. I'm not. It's like it's a friggin'. But you want me to give this Fight Night Forever a mod pack so much respect? I don't get it. If anything, Dr. J, we should be giving respect to the emulator. What's the emulator you're using right now? RP3, PS3, whatever. We should be giving them the fucking props because without that emulator, you guys wouldn't be able to upscale the game and even get the frame rate stuff. That's what's doing all the fucking work. Yep, same game, same animation. But this guy is like he really likes the mods, man. I'm Dr. J. I'm still waiting for you to tell me how that mod pack improved the gameplay. And remember, the mod pack is not the emulator it's running on.
Yeah,
They
that's
should
weird.
they should mod Fight Night Round 4. The fact that Fight Night Round 4 natively is running 60 frames, man, that was something too. But how the hell did they get away with that, man?
Yep.
How did
I'm
he
trying to
like? Did
find
you? What was the
I'm
what
trying
was
to
the
find out
business
right
decision
now.
behind that?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out right now. But what's
Because
going? You got to stop protecting these guys like you invested in this game.
Dr. J, they didn't create the tendency. It's just a slider in the fucking game. Dr. J, you're sounding like they went inside and they made some. They went and they created they created a new tendency
Yo.
system. It was there already. It's a slider. Everything's there.
Yup. Yup.
Let me tell you, Dr. J, let me tell you what the greatest thing about Fight Night Forever is. The greatest thing about Fight Night Forever is that the team that made it, they're gonna have their own, they're gonna have their sponsored tournaments, and then they're gonna make money off the game after. That's the greatest thing about it. They'll have some tournaments. They'll be they'll be having cool sponsorship with whoever the fuck wants to do it with them. I've seen them do that with UFC what do you call it? UFC Forever. It's a common thing with these guys. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, around 4 at 60 frames. But I'm surprised that the fact that we had 60 frames on on the PS3 gen, that PS3 Xbox 360 era, and it went over it went under the radar, man. How did they get away with that? What was the reasoning behind that, man? Because that
Yeah.
really takes you more to the arcade style at that point, because you want more frames per second, man. Think about too when you're
Yup.
watching sports on TVs. Back in the day, cable TV was what 30 frames, then find or even lower sometimes, and then finally when we started getting digital and HD and all that stuff, that we started seeing 60. We started seeing 60 frames per second live sporting events. Way different, man. Visually,
Yeah, I don't know. He's boxing said round four at 60 frames per second, and EA had to remove a lot of stuff like that for Fight Night Champion. I think nah. From what I heard, I'm not just saying. I'm about to say I think, but I know the developer just said it was money because each game has a budget. That's why things were probably removed and had to. They didn't want to go through all the process of making sure everything run the way it's supposed to be.
so you
Their
know that.
main focus was that movie.
So check this
The
out.
movie. Good.
Because it was in
Go ahead.
2011, and we didn't have AI at all, or even the upscaling.
Exactly.
They probably
And the
did
technology.
for the story mode. They probably dumbed down the thing for the story mode, so for the story mode to
Yeah.
work. Because you only need 60
Yeah.
in a movie. Really, movies are 23 frames per second. Is it 23 or 25? But you really need 30 max. You don't need a full 60 frames for if it's just a movie scene, right?
Yeah. He said, nah, but the fighter's box much better. But the tendency, I'm laughing that he's talking about this tendencies are much better. I'm a tendencies guy. That's why I could tell certain people they don't really know me or they don't know of me. For one, if you do your research, those are my tendencies, and I know how they're supposed to work. He literally kind of put some of them in there the way they're supposed to be in there, but they don't work the way they're supposed to be. It's like he did verbatim exactly how some of them look, which I was like, they shouldn't have put it in there like that, but they did it anyway. So they could say they put it in there. Hey, Paul, we put it in there.
Hey, Poe,
Let me
I know
see.
why I know why me and Dr. J are seeing it differently. One of the reasons why we're seeing it different, I can make you a bet he never played Fight Night Champion when it came out. So when I played Fight Night Champion when it came out, and I used and at that time you had the ability to create your own fighter with face with game face everything. On top of that,
Yeah,
you had the community creations area too. So I could go in community creations and just like in WWE, I could pull up any boxer I want and download because people would scan the boxer's face, put them in the game, and so
yeah.
we had a community. So like I was used to that. So to me, like if you never played in that time when Fight Night Champion came out, and then so you only had to live with what we see now, then you will never experience that having just the online community, everything. Even had fucking lobbies.
He said, AJ, you can't on Fight Night Forever mod and then praise UFC Undisputed mod.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, if I don't know what he's talking about the undisputed one, but the Fight Night Forever. That's
And
the
then
only reason
Randall
I can
Tucker
see
Night Message.
why we're seeing it differently. Like Doctor J, did you play Fight Night Champion when it came out and participated in the community, everything, or this is the first time you're seeing the whole Fight Night series now? You're seeing the aftermath. If anything, I'm spoiled because I got to experience that. Every boxer you wanted. You didn't even have to wait.
Well,
The fact that you had Game Face, you could upload you could go on the internet and grab the picture of the whoever you wanted to and bring that in the game. We had all that shit.
and it seemed like they literally used that same thing because I seen Devin Haney face have that white tint, like certain angles, it had like that white tinge, that Michael Jackson look. Even I think I forgot who was playing. They had Fandora, and Fandora looked like he had on a black executioner hood. That's how it was like. It was like the animations was messed up.
Hey,
I mean
um,
the visual.
e-boxing champions mentioned the Fight Night 4 as a good base to start and mechanics, but now that he mentioned that, why didn't they use Fight Night 4? Why did they have to use Fight Night Champion? Everybody in the if you go in the history of the internet and what everyone always said that the best Fight Night in series is the one where you had to block both your head and your body. But they chose to go and do the mod pack for champion. Why is that? Why wouldn't they do the
Yeah.
one everybody that the community said that was the best, like that would get us closest to sim? That's a curious decision.
He said the community creations is not effing with these mods, man. Stop it. Blaster said only thing missing on Xbox is costumes and tattoos. Well, you saying they're not messing with? I seen people make some great renditions of boxers. I seen some great because I know I had some great guys on my because I had a site for stuff like that, and they were making great boxes. Some guys was making Sonny Liston look just like Sonny Liston. You know, it was they were doing great stuff. So I don't know what you're talking about. Fighting around four was more sim, but the punches were weak. And AJ, no, I didn't play Champion online.
There you go. So I'm coming from that. Really, I'm coming from that
But
viewpoint experience. That
yeah, but he kind of answered three questions at once because he said the punches were weak. You mean the punches wasn't arcadish? They went
there
over
you
the
go.
top because that's what Brizzle said. The developer, he said the punches are more exaggerated. Exaggeration doesn't mean realistic. Y'all finding the wrong examples, or y'all saying the wrong thing. The exaggeration of punches and reactions don't make a game realistic.
One of the big,
Reality is reality.
one of the biggest what do you call this now? Exaggerations of the punches. Well,
Would
so
you
that
say?
the exaggeration of the punches in
Yeah.
Fight Night Champion. I think that's when they introduced the Flash. If we because that's the whole
Yeah.
arcade, that whole arcade semantics around the punches now. That I think it was Fight Night Champion. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me when you first saw it. But I think in Fight Night Champion, that's the first time we saw you see the lightning effect, that blood, that sound and the flashing of the screen to say, okay, you got countered.
What's up, Alabama? What's up, country boy?
But that
What's up,
alone,
my guy?
that effect alone would I could see giving people the perception
Yeah.
that because you didn't have that Fight Night round. I don't think you had that Fight Night round 4. I just started playing Fight Night round 4 again. I don't see that flashing effect. But that's a art. But if
Yeah.
that's the thing, that's arcade.
Yup.
It's like, yo, how come when we play NBA 2K, no one's saying, oh, well, when I dunk the ball, the whole fucking I should see the whole screen should flash because of the impact of the dunk.
Yeah. That's
You know what
that's
I mean?
crazy.
When we have that in a boxing
Yeah.
game, when I hit a home run, the whole screen should shake, man.
Yeah.
Like some kind of fuck up,
And
it's
they was
basically
trying to get rid of it, but people kept asking them to
some kind of fuckery, man. You know what I mean? Oh man,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
get
Because
a
they
freaking
took it out. Go ahead.
no, but I would say that whole idea that how to make something look impactful.
Yeah. That's one of the questions. I mean, conversations we used to have with with the developers. Even Country Boy could tell you that was like one of our main things about the impact. And Brizzle and was Mike Mahar still the developer there? I think Mike Mahar was, and they said that the punches they had to make some of the punches exaggerated for a certain fan base to look, you know, more exciting. Their things they was trying to use excitement and certain cinematic type things to gain people, like make them excited, like, oh Sweat, did you see that punch? Look how impactful was. Look how it made his head. He said the punches were exaggerated and the reactions. Let me
There
see.
you go.
E Boxing Champion said to generate power in Fight Night Round 4, you had to use momentum. If you don't do that correctly, you will be arm punching. Yup.
There you go. That's why like if you go back to what that guy was saying, he was saying that the punches don't feel weak because he can't play the game.
Yeah, because every punch shouldn't be impactful. They think like every single punch you throw should have the same power. No, it doesn't. This is not a fighting game. It's a boxing. Boxing is boxing. It's not fighting.
Yeah,
It's not an arcade fighting.
but going back to the impact of the punches, that lightning effect we see from Champion, and it went on to Undisputed after. What, would you say that it's high? Okay, if you were to get rid of it, now you have to really show the audience. How do you communicate to the audience something that, okay, this punch really hit the guy? Part of it would be facial animations,
Yeah.
expressions on the face, but when you have that flash effect, and the sound to back it up, that's it. You don't have to go into detail now how the punch actually impact how it impact the person. But when's the last time we
Yeah.
saw anything on that level?
Yeah, and the sweat,
Maybe
and everything.
maybe Victoria's
They had
boxing,
that,
maybe.
yeah. But they had in the early in the ESBC, they let the sweat and certain and like very little animations show how impactful the punch. They ain't had to be exaggerated. People have select memory. I remember that. Yeah, the jiggle boom. They had to do that because the punches was like being hit with a pillowcase. The punches didn't act like what was going on with the boxer. You literally could see when the punch hit it, like it just tapped you. It like brushed across your skin very briefly, but it still had the reaction that you got hit. That was the crazy part. Let me see. Users still asking for new boxes while the game is still broken. Yup, 15 years later. Hold on. That's something different. That's probably to something you said, AJ. Blaster said, "Yup." 15 years later. What did you say?
Instead the whole how do you communicate the audience of the impactfulness of a punch? So you could
Okay.
so instead of having like really detailed facial animations and movement, you could just hide it behind a flash effect.
Yeah, that's to me that was the easy way out of it. The
But what I'll
flash.
do is I'm gonna turn off the flash on undisputed. I'm gonna really take a look now to see what's going on.
Yeah, because I think the flash was a cover up. It sounded like a cover up to be honest. Yeah, it should be in the game, but don't have it covering up something that's that should have an animation to it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Alabama. What I mean, Country Boy. What do you think? Steel City should do right now. Oh, okay. Green. Blazer say green with Bama and Pax. Okay.
Yo,
Yeah.
did you see a recent video maybe last week by JMMA? He did a video saying how what they're trying to do to save Undisputed, and it was in connection to the
Uh,
Crown League.
yeah, man. Don't ask me what I think, man. Please don't ask me, cause don't ask me. Cause I don't want no, don't ask
Well,
me.
no, well, here's the thing. What are the requirements right now to get into the league? To be a participant, you have to be a one of it. You have to be a content creator, right?
I think so.
With a certain amount of views, and then the next issue, and then the next way to get in is through the they have that partnership of what's the name of that league? ESBL, one of those leagues, and the ESBL will have a tournament, I think, and then they'll take the winner of that tournament, and then they can participate in the Crown Creator tournament after, right? But it's only one person from that league that gets, or maybe it's one or two, but what I'm trying to get to is this: you have this there. He's saying that they're trying to save Undisputed, so they have this league and they play a certain way, or they try to play gentleman rules, right? Why isn't it that if they really wanted to save Undisputed, why are they doing it more like a global league? And when I say like global, it's just okay. We have a Discord server, and everybody come in. This is the rules, and that's it. And everybody joins it. How's okay? How is it making the league exclusive? Save the Undisputed.
What'd you say?
How does making the league exclusive save Undisputed?
I have no idea. It sounds good saying it, but I don't think that's you know they thought about what they're saying. I'm not trying to I don't know. I really don't
Well,
know.
okay? What do you think the logic behind it is then? You created a league that it's almost like you want to be an ambassador to show, like an ambassador of the game, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Is that's how we should be
Look what
looking at
Hooker,
it,
look what Hooker Cup said.
right? The UFL. So right, but now here's the thing: Hooker cut. So they're partnered with the UFL. So when they have like, I guess, the Vegas tournament or whatever tournament they have, how many people get to represent the UFL? Like, what is the process behind that? From what I understand, UFL have like their own tournament, and then whoever wins that tournament they get a seat in the other tournament. Yeah, so but e-boxing champion, if that's the case, if they're just trying to make the gameplay look better, it's then it's how then it so we have to say that that's gonna save undisputed because the way they're marketing the game, I guess. Like if you think about it, wouldn't it make more sense that if the affiliation was with the UFL, it should mean that they're using the entire UFL roster. Like how many people do they have? Like 1,000 people on that roster. Shouldn't that whole roster be because so if the whole idea is that UFL has the league has integrity because of the rules they enforce, shouldn't everything be within that league itself then because of the bigger roster? Right. So the thing is, if so, this is why I don't understand. Why would it, if you're trying to save the community, and so the whole idea is if you're saving the community, you're trying to do it for the greater good. Then why wouldn't you partner with the UFL and then have the prices through them? Why would you be sponsoring the UFL instead? Be a corporate sponsor because they have a huge roster of fighters already. That makes more sense if you're trying to save a game that has a poor not a poor community but a poor reputation. But yeah, man, think about that, man. Ask yourself that question. If you ever see that JMMA video about them trying to save Undisputed, think about it. Steel City Interactive should be actually go. I'm gonna beat this one down. They should have sponsored one of the friggin' leagues. They should have went to one of the leagues and sponsored them and develop it from there. Yeah,
Let
what's up,
me
man?
see.
I'll give you a quick recap, but basically what I said was that if it was supposed to be for the betterment of the if you're trying to save you Undisputed, Steel City Interactive should have sponsored the league. They should have
Yeah.
chosen one of the leagues sponsor them, and because the league has 1,000 people on the roster already, but they're doing it the opposite. So that's what I'm saying. How does that benefit anyone? Why would you work with a league with 1,000 that has that has 1,000? The whole idea with the UFL has rules, so it has some kind of integrity, right? So why aren't you partnering with them and channeling the prizes through them? This is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
still,
It doesn't make any.
still,
It doesn't
City
make.
should be. Yeah, still, City should literally be talking about these different leagues and stuff, but they're not. The leagues are talking about Still City.
They sponsored
That
Jay's
way,
league, which is really them. It's like you're sponsoring yourself,
yeah,
or the police investigating themselves. Like it's the same bullshit, man.
yeah. That sounds weird to me because it sounds like when it all boils down to it, seems like when if they have another event, it's going to be J League that goes there. It all is going to go. It's all going to go through J. I don't know. That's what it seemed like. I don't know. I really don't know. It seemed like Jay is the commissioner of this whole thing,
Is he only the commissioner?
huh?
Is he only the commissioner or league owner or whatever?
I think it seemed like he's like over everybody, like every league. He's like even though there's different leagues, like he the commissioner of the whole thing. The whole
He's the
thing that's
chairman.
been put together.
He's the chairman of the
Yeah, the
board right
chairman.
now.
Yeah,
so so here's the thing now. Is he still fighting in the league as well now? Seeing that now they're going big time?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what I do
I
know.
don't
I'll tell you what I do know. He should not be going forward. He shouldn't be participating in the league anymore. It's a conflict of interest. You can't have somebody that's running the league at the same time wanting to fight in the league because it'll always work. It'll always end up being they'll screw the rules. If you're gonna manage the league, you can't fight in the league.
Yeah, I see what you said. Yeah, because it's like you're gonna no matter what, even if you have a losing record or whatever, you're still gonna end up being at these events.
Well, the fact you're taking somebody's also too, you're taking somebody's spot.
Yeah,
You're taking somebody's
yeah.
spot, man.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Everybody probably agreeing to these rules. I don't know, but when you create a league, it's basically like you're the trainer. The trainer doesn't fight with the boxer. He just controls what's going on. Well, he like helps with what's going on,
Paul,
and that's
you
what the
know what,
league.
man? Paul, you should create a league to save undisputed.
Yeah,
And
right.
no, seriously, create a league to save undisputed. And here's the thing, and if we do, one of the main things, there's only one rule to the league. There's only one rule,
What?
and that one rule is you can't just throw one punch and then run away the rest of the fight. That's the only. You can't throw two punches and then I'm gonna run away for the rest of the fight to win the round. That's the only fucking rule. That's it.
Uh,
And you know what that means? Because of that one rule, the reality is that all the other leagues, including UFL and all these guys, they have all these fancy rules and stuff. But I'm talking about only one rule. That means that your league or the Pro League would be more competitive than all the other leagues. There'll be more competition. There'll be more raw.
yeah. Let me see. No, you don't have to be a content creator to fight in the Crown League. They're affiliated with UFL. Then E Boxing said, if that's true, then it could make the gameplay look better to convince people the game is better. I guess. Yeah, the rules make people think the game plays better than what it actually does. Right? Yeah, just a marketing trick. I'm not a Hooker Cup said. I'm not exactly sure how the process worked, but I do believe it's similar to what you said. Somehow making it exclusive. And East Boxing said, if they're trying to make it more exclusive, it's to bottleneck with creators are visible for marketing. E Boxing said if they're trying to increase visibility, which I doubt. Then they're trying to get more and more people to play. UFL has an engagement rule. You can't run. Yeah, I don't know. These
I
leagues,
said,
they
I said the league they should have won. The league that had the if UFL has about 1,000, Steel City should have partnered them directly, and they didn't do it.
yeah, that ain't make no sense. Cause
But
they've been
that
from day
but
one, like
it
soon as
does
they
make
announced
sense.
the game,
It
soon as
does
they
make
made the
sense.
game, they made the UFL. They made that
But,
league immediately.
but it does make sense why they never partner with them. It makes sense because look at the development of this game. They don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
the game. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
It's just based on how to line their own pockets every time.
yeah. And I used to defend. I like, nah, they ain't trying to do that. Yeah, yeah. They doing that. They lining their pockets, especially when jokers lining their pockets when they start bragging about what they bought. Ash talking about the car that he bought and stuff like that. Like, oh, swear to Ash, you changed up. You ain't sound like that in the beginning. I'm like, yo, that money start making him change his way of thinking. Sure, his I was laughing because his daughter, she was trying to try to make me accept what the game was. And that wasn't gonna work. Said, nah, you new to this. I'm pretty sure she's not a gamer. Yeah, she played the Sims and stuff like that, but she's not a sports gamer. That's what I be saying. They picked the wrong people for these jobs. When you got a sports game, you should pick people in the industry that have experience with sports games. No
But but
matter
but, but
what, go ahead.
but what about the advertising that we saw? The different kind of advertising for this game. Who would have been the people involved in that?
Ash daughter, even though it's marketing, she still has something to do with the advertising.
Would you
So
say
don't make no.
well in general then in terms of the whole I guess their advertising team did they do a good job communicating to their audience then? Many different things. Did they communicate how the game works? Did they communicate
Not
the
at all.
how does this game reflect boxing? You know, even if it
No,
doesn't reflect boxing, if you have somebody who's good at that, if you have somebody who's good at storytelling, you can make a video and you can make a video and tell anybody anything, right? But I was saying,
yeah,
like, did we see videos on that? Did we see videos on?
that's when they should have used Boxing Fanatical. Because to me, Boxing Fanatical sound like he's better for stuff like that. They didn't use
Mhm.
Boxing Fanatical correctly to me. But they used to do it in the earlier videos, like in the ESBC videos, they used to like walk us through the gameplay and
Yeah.
the controls and stuff like that. But after that, nothing. I don't know if y'all remember that, but they used to like tell us, how everything worked.
No, I was looking. Yeah, I was looking through this the other day. I was looking at some. I was looking at Fight Night 4 and some other older stuff, and I was just seeing how EA used to like how they used to bring out the I guess additional media packages to support the game.
Uh, uh, I don't know. Just weird that they didn't. It's like in the beginning they had all the right ideas, and then everything just started watering down. And a lot of people get mad at Beast, but a lot of things he did say were correct because I'm like they just stop adding stuff. They start taking away stuff, and I know why they start taking away stuff. So it could be exclusive and part two, and everybody gonna eat it up like nothing never happened. Shoot, they gonna act like nothing never happened when they put some more DLC out. Let me see. Aloha Bama said, anyone ever play offline against the computer? with an inside swimmer like Morrison or Frazier? If so, what do you think about the AI constantly backstepping, blocking, and countering with 3 and 5 punches? Yeah, but you got to realize this: the AI guy is gone. They got people that don't really. They're not. That's not their what they do as far as AI. They got rid of the AI engineer, which
You
is
know,
the
you know, you know,
stupidest thing in the world.
you know
But
what's a good way you could tell too? Go on that thing about that Bama is saying here about and I'm assuming it's undisputed offline, right? The
yeah,
if you put it on the hardest difficulty level, which is undisputed, that's not a
hmm,
boxing fight that's not a boxing match anymore. What's happening is you're fighting a Terminator. Like when I say a Terminator, it's like you're fighting a Terminator. A T1, T2, T3, whatever version you want. It's a Terminator you're fighting at that point. It's not a boxing match.
that,
That's how it plays. I don't know if you ever tested on Undisputed, but that's all. I'm 100%. Somebody out there is going to say, yeah, they're going to agree with that. It feels like you're just fighting a Terminator. That's why when I play Undisputed against the computer, I rather play the one just below Undisputed, because at least the game feel it'll have more ebb and flow to the game. But when you play Undisputed
yeah,
level, it's just you're just playing the Terminator. That's it. That
yeah,
shows us no fucking AI, man.
exactly. AI Bama said the AI knows what you're going to do before you do it. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Still City dropped. They dropped the ball, and we trying to figure out what's their next move. We in the first week of the year. What is their next move?
Yo, Claymore cuts truth bound. We were talking earlier about how well, I was asking Dr. J. He never answered the question, but I was asking about how much between champion and undisputed, how much does foot placement have to do with the game? If we're trying to get a boxing sim, if we jump back now to what's the name of that game? Claymore cuts truth bound. You're seeing that kind of odd camera angle. You're not really seeing the boxer's feet or anything, right? But at the same
Yeah,
time, what you do see is you don't see really any foot movement yet or anything that's
yeah,
detailed. Is that something that the community has to be aware of right now? That okay, if he goes in that direction, that it's losing something, or he's too
yeah,
early in development to know. 'Cause I haven't heard him talk about anything about how he's going to improve the footwork.
yeah. It's still early in development. I know he can't go out like that because then people gonna be like, "Yo, you was talking about undisputed, and then your game is like is bad. You left leaving certain things out." So he got to when he drops something, it's got to be epic. Let me see. Lower Alabama said, "I just like the heavyweights moving around like lightweights or welterweights defensively." And E Boxing Champion said, "Is it based on a slider? I know in Fight Night Round 4, there's a CPU offensive defensive awareness slider linked to the opponent's pound for pound rate." I don't know.
Yo, man, has anyone ever got in contact with Claymore Cut? Because one of the things I want to press him on is seeing he's doing this, he's doing basically the RPG. I want to make sure that those punches, like when you're first building your character, I don't want it to be going in Neo, like slow motion Matrix kind of shit, man. We were
Yeah,
talking about it earlier.
you should join his Discord. I asked him a lot of because I was trying to get him to come on the show, and he said he'd come on the show when early access happened. But you
You
should
didn't
ask
ask
him in
him.
the what's on, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, ask him on his. He'll respond. He respond on his Discord. That's
All
one
right. So
thing that I like. Let me see. Aloha Bama said Brizzle said the offensive and defensive slider didn't work on Fight Night Champion. It was a placebo. Yup. I remember that. I remember that. See, people be thinking I be saying stuff. They were
And
placebos.
hey,
He said they
hey,
couldn't do too much because of the what's called them, the story mode. So they had to put it in as a placebo because they couldn't really get in there and do the game the way they want to, the base game. What you saying, AJ?
I know I was just thinking about the sliders. If there's a connection back to Dr. J, when Dr. J was saying how they made changes to the AI tendencies and all this kind of stuff.
Uh, Dr. J, he's stuck.
I'll tell one thing. I haven't bothered to download Fight Night Forever yet. I haven't bought it, and I haven't bothered to plug in my PS3 to play Champions either.
I'm laughing because he telling me if I play it, I'll look at it different. No, I'm not. Why would I would look at that different? Let me see. A look fight. I mean, boxing champion say, Alabama. I believe that. I thought I was just using them wrong on fight night at first. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Cause we both had that conversation with Brizzle with the team. They would talk to us. That's one thing they did. They did talk to us, Mars, like the ones that was real passionate.
Yo, yo, Poe. Based on going to Undisputed 2, does the Undisputed 1 have the foundation to take it to Undisputed 2? Would they
Yeah,
have to rebuild the damn game?
they
I don't
got
mean from
to
I,
me.
I don't mean and I mean rebuild it because if we're trying to get it to get away from hybrid, and you're trying to get more towards a boxing game.
Yeah, they they got to restart. I think they really have to restart, especially if this game is like
A
because
reboot. It's a reboot. They
Leafy
need to do
was
a
saying
reboot.
yeah,
They need to do a
because
reboot.
Leafy said when they looked at the coding, looked under the hood, everything looked at wonky. It didn't look that good. Like now they see why the game is in the position it is.
Yeah, but you
So
know
it looked
what?
like go
Yeah, but
ahead.
you know what? The thing with Undisputed 2, I don't consider, even though they're moving from Unity to Unreal, I don't consider that a reboot. I don't see it as a reboot. I see more as they're migrating. They're not rebooting. They're not doing like a reboot.
Yeah, especially if they don't like merge it. I mean, put it over there right. Then it could be we might have the same thing.
Like
Especially if
like
they don't
like
got the right.
like
Go ahead.
what's a good example in terms of like a movie? Movies that have been coming out and the movie failed in the box office and they had to do a reboot after.
Oh yeah.
You could say like all the Incredible Hulk movies. Or then says okay, and 2 years later they came out with a reboot to see okay, new actors, a different take on it. But
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
but the way everyone's talking about Undisputed 2, if I feel like we're gonna get the same we're gonna get this is the foundation what we have right
Yep.
now.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a version that almost look like Fight Night Champion.
That'll piss me off.
Yeah, yeah, me too. It should make everybody mad because Undisputed supposed to be something new and fresher than what the Fight Night games was. So I don't know. I'll be mad. I'll be angry. And I know people are like, "Paul, well, you never pay for your games anyway." Technically, I do when I buy extras to give away,
What,
but I
yo,
will not be buying extras.
yo, Paul, Hooker Cut was saying they need proper play testers, right? How are they able,
Yeah,
based on history now, how are they able to get away with that?
What you
So
mean?
how are they able to get away with it right now? Like they're doing it in the community's face in terms of when they release their when they release these patches.
Yeah, that's that. Yo, that's crazy. At least with EA, they made sure that the people that was testing it. These guys like they're not testing at all, and they like and Still City letting them get that. Because
Is it
to me,
they don't have the right tools or something, or is this they don't have the right leadership?
leadership, it got to be leadership because ain't nowhere in the world this will keep happening. Because you be like, hold up, that I gotta make it now. I gotta do another hot fix. Now I gotta do another hot fix. Then you should be firing them guys that you got that are Q&As and play testers. These guys getting free money for nothing. That's what testers supposed to do. They're supposed to almost break the game to see what works and what doesn't work. Let me see. Each boxing champion say, what the Fight Night Forever team did show is that people will pay way too much attention to skins and aesthetics and don't even notice gameplay mechanics for the most part. Exactly. You prove exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I know when Fight Night Champ, I mean when Undisputed bring out another DLC, everybody gonna forget everything and just go play the game again. Then they're gonna start complaining again. Yeah, it's definitely see everybody saying leadership. Very true. And Lamar Davis said leadership. Last update, you literally had to go in and delete your saved data just for the game to run. And that's crazy. That's crazy.
So one thing I noticed with 2K games, and I've noticed it more with the WWE games. Anytime they have like a major update, they'll have like a cutoff point for your save. So as it's I think just before it updates it, it'll tell you you need to basically take the save and upgrade it to the new patch. So that's something. So like that's something other game developers take into account to make sure that the update goes smooth. But these guys don't get it at Undisputed.
Yeah. And I think Undisputed, I mean, like 2K and stuff, they use the cloud too. They use the cloud for saves and stuff. But to me, Undisputed don't really this another thing. We was talking about it before. They don't use that much data. What you were saying, because you gave a number, and I'm like, Dad, that's a little bit. The game is not that much.
The
Well,
game's
it's
that
not that much.
the game is I think it's less than 15 gigabytes.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I think in the beginning it wasn't that. So that's crazy for to be that. Fans should be like, yo, what the heck's going on? Lower Bama said, what ticks me off is that the devs sell DLC, fix the mixed punches connect. Fix the mixed punch connects, and then always break it again a week after release. It does. It seems like they fix it just enough, and then like a week later, people get used to it. But like, oh well, they tried, and that's crazy. That's yeah, it's crazy that people. But I blame it on the fans too. You know, they'd be like, blame it on the company, blame it on the company. No, you can't blame the company for everything that you keep accepting. At some point, you got to hold yourself accountable for you keep supporting and acting like nothing's wrong. Because y'all keep, like, y'all have faith in these developers that haven't proven themselves. What have they proven to us? Nothing. They proved that they can take our money. That's it. That's what you prove. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. You still there, AJ?
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think I might be about to shut the show down because I think if I'm being honest, we like really did 3 hours.
There we go. Good. It was a good show. It was a good show. It's too bad Dr.
Yeah.
J left early, man.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I'm gonna follow his account and see what he's about. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do a show tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tomorrow on my birthday. I'm gonna still do a show. I don't know if I'm gonna do the 12-hour show tomorrow, but I don't know. I'm starting to like that. Should I really do a 12-hour show? People not showing up for me to like really bounce off of. At least if I had some special guests, it'll really help the show. Yeah.